There are videos all over the internet about people gaming in their childhood, talking about Halo, Pokemon, Zelda, stuff like that, you know, the usual stuff, you've probably seen them before. And while I do enjoy those types of videos, they were never really relatable. You see, I grew up in a pretty broke city in North Macedonia. Macedonia, the land of burning garbage, burning forests, burning buses, burning factories, and burning hospitals. Gaming here was different, as you might expect. Back in the early 2000s, in my hometown, people were making what was equal to about $350 a month, so $60 titles weren't exactly affordable. And gaming consoles? What's a gaming console? Apart from the monetary issues with games, there was also the matter of culture. Boomers would believe everything they saw on TV. I mean, TV has massive prestige here. If it's on TV, it cannot be wrong. And for the record, having a cracked game, it's not like just having the actual game for free. You miss out on a lot of stuff like new content, the online experience. A lot of them were poorly optimized, so they would run really badly even on great systems. And to top it all off, we still had to pay for them. Why would we pay for pirated games, you might ask? Stick around to find out. So the reason I'm telling you all this is context. Basically, there was the same negative stigma around games that there is all around the world, but also everybody's too broke to buy them. So nobody was gonna spend an absurd amount of money for their children to do such an evil thing. In the ye olde yonder days, 90s and 2000s, Macedonian kids had no idea where video games actually came from. We just knew that you could buy a CD for these games for about 100 dinars, which was worth about $2. Most tech stores sold games like this, and there were other stores that just sold cheap games. Think Blockbuster, but shady. Really shady. If you haven't figured it out by now, what these stores used to do was they would just pirate AAA games, put them on CDs and sell them for $2 to $4, usually to children. We didn't suspect anything because, as forementioned, we were like 9 years old. And to top it all off, these CDs didn't even work half the time. They didn't even test the games when they downloaded it. They would just torrent, pop it on a CD, and sell it. And naturally, a lot of kids figured out how to pirate games themselves. Again, having no idea it was wrong. We just thought that's how you get games. You just had to know how to install them. And believe me, scrolling past all sorts of viruses, ads, anime titties just to find a torrent that works, then to crack and install the game was no easy feat for a 9-year-old. And the kids who could figure this out were like saints, heroes, the geniuses of our third grade culture. And I may or may not have been one of them. But what games did we play? What was the community like? Considering what it took to get games, gaming culture would develop differently, as you probably guessed. As we only had access to simple gaming systems, and most kids didn't know how to pirate games, popularity in gaming culture would revolve around free games, even Facebook games and Flash games. Speaking of Flash games, it's time for a story of legend! Growing up with Cartoon Network, my friends and I played a lot of the old CN Flash games on the official sites, of which there were two for some reason, CartoonNetworkHQ.net and CartoonNetwork.com. The former of which would integrate an achievement system called badges. You would make an account and earn badges by doing certain things in games, and some of these badges were not easy. Later down the line, they added a leaderboard for the players who had the most badges. My 11-year-old self freaked out when it came out. Not because there was a leaderboard, but because I was at the fucking top. My poorly spelled username, right there, at number 1. Albeit short-lived because after the leaderboard came out, people started competing and I was dethroned rather quickly. I tried looking up the old leaderboards, couldn't find it. Tried using the Wayback Machine, as expected, didn't work. So the only evidence that I have for you today is trust me, bro. So, the single-player scene was pirated games and browser games. But what about the online games? There were many free low-performance online games that we played in our youth, WoW private servers, Facebook games, and later on, cracked Minecraft servers and League of Legends. But there was one game that dominated our people. One game that stole the hearts of every 2000s Macedonian child and kept their souls for decades to come. One game to rule them all. This piece of shit. This wet fart of a mod for a game that's actually really good. Oh! It's all anyone ever played. It's all 2000s boomers still play around here. You couldn't even talk to a person you've just met for 2 minutes without hearing the infamous phrase, Igraš Counter? Needless to say, I could never get into it. Not so much because of the game itself, but mainly because of its degenerate community. Now that's not to say that everyone who played CS 1.6 was a degenerate, but everyone who was a degenerate played CS 1.6. You know, people that just randomly spat on the ground every minute when they were outside. Kids that said they wanted to be terrorists when they grow up. Your typical Balkan dumbasses. CS 1.6 was at the time the only game that wasn't a browser game that people could actually play. It was free and easy to run. So basically the entire online gaming community was just Counter. But there is another, a small secret society of gamers. Editor's correction, not just any gamers, neckbeards, that I will later sell my soul to. World of Warcraft private servers, baby! I didn't get into WoW the first time I heard about it back in the Wrath days. The main reason I didn't want to play it was because I heard about it from a guy that played Counter-Strike. But this isn't me telling you about playing WoW from a poor country. Oh no. This is a plug telling you to subscribe and hit the notification bell because that's gonna be a separate video coming soon. Now the evolution of gaming, while unexpected, did actually happen around here. League and Dota started getting popular, Serbian servers for cracked Minecraft started coming out, and as the country modernized, people could actually afford decent gaming setups. These days people still don't buy games as they're still expensive for us, but there's more legit ways of gaming. Pirated game stores were closed down and tech stores stopped selling them as well. Gaming joints were opened where people could pay per session to play the latest titles on high-end consoles. Yes, these gaming joints are legit. If you were to go to one of these aforementioned gaming cafes, you would see mainly three groups of people. The non-gamers who are just soccer fans there to play FIFA, the 22-year-old boomers playing CS and CSGO, and the kids playing Fortnite. But you'll also see a couple guys playing Mortal Kombat or Rocket League, which was not the case before. There's actually gamer variety now. And with that, I'm Emperor Bebop, and if you're wondering what you should be playing in 2023, click this video right here. Fuck yeah!